Hello and welcome to Geekatplay Studio Tutorials. In this tutorials, we continue exploring Filter Forge 2 and process will be inside the filter editor. So let's look on some of the components and go more in details of each component, what they can do for us. We'll begin with adjustments. Of course, we'll look on some of them in our previous tutorials, and mostly it was like overview. Right now, what I'm going to do, I want to go inside each of component and see on all settings that can apply to us. To preview our result, I'm also go ahead and use the image as a test. Okay, the image will take one that I already preloaded inside the Filter Forge, and currently I'm just using this input node with our filter. Okay, let's go inside the adjustments and we'll go ahead and bring brightness and contrast. Right here, you will notice we have a map input source. Again, it's green color for the map input. And the source, it's provide the source image that we're going to apply all adjustments. So this input is required, so we'll go connect it. Next, we have the brightness. This again, it's a map input, and adjust the brightness in the source of the image. It's make image darker or brighter. Again, you can observe the result. As well, these options can be connected to another map that you created and controlled by another source. As example, if we're going inside and take a gradient, okay, and we'll just connect this map, you'll notice the brightness is changing basic on a map. So it is map input in this case will act as an array as a values that pass and control our brightness in the brightness and contrast node. Okay, next we also have the contrast. This is a map input as well, and again adjusting contrast will work with the lightness of the image, and you can see the result as well. Same, this contrast can be controlled by another input or a map node out. Okay, we also have options that call preserve colors, and this is control input. This is when it's turned on. This is will affect only the lightness of the image and preserve hue and saturations. So let's say right here we enable, we'll go connect to the brightness, and you can notice the color hue saturation is same, it just only take on the lightness. Again, if we disable, you can see how the right here we can change some saturations of the color. Okay, so this is our brightness. Let's look on desaturated color. Okay, right here we have our desaturate. We're going to connect source because it's required, and this is even look, it's very simple, turn color image to black and white. However, we can apply a different type of the methods for the saturations. And for example, as weighted average, it's based on X as Y type of the model, whereas it take a white channel as a grayscale. So let's see, this is one option. Next, we have an average option, and that is produce gray scale value averaging on RGB channels. So let's preview this, and you can see slightly different in imaging output right here. Okay, we also have a lightness. This is based on a HSB type of the channel, where it's take a B channel and control it for the gray value scale. The one nice things about this desaturated, the source or a map input can also accept HDRI type of the map, which can nicely provide for the new type of the image when you want to modify it. Also, one nice thing right now, when I start working, you'll notice have a notification pop up. Each time when new component added, the Filter Forge will notify you from connection through the internet and ask if you want to update. So let's go ahead and add this new component to our list. Okay, now we go ahead, remove this one, and go look on a gamma. Okay, gamma will accept main input. Also, it's can take HDRI as well. Also, the gamma input node, it's a map input, and it will specify the gamma value for the corrections. Gamma corrections will affect mostly middle tones of source image. Okay, so you can observe right here we have our result for applying this. So next we have a hue saturation, and I found out this type of component it's one of the widely used, because in this case you can control a lot of the color corrections and additional options with the input image or other node. So we'll go ahead and we'll connect to the source. Then this is a required image. You'll notice right here on input our color is changing shift because we base it on the hue value. So let's go ahead and set the value 0, which is apply to original image. You can also switch, and you can see right here we have a 360 degrees rotation on the hue wheel, and of course the 0 is center point. We also have options to control the hue by map. We also can control by map saturation and lightness. So as example, we can click, and right here you can see with our map values we achieve some rendering kind of effect. You don't necessarily need to use it just as gray scale. You can use other images or options, so you can control the colors as well. We can apply to the saturations and to the lightness. Okay, you can combine all of them or mix in a way you like it. So let's go ahead next and we'll go look on invert. Invert is as well except the image map. And right here we have options that turn on or off invert. It seems like with simple control, but this is options. It can be controlled by other trigger or other control input as well from this point. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll look on the levels. The levels will accept map input as well as will accept HDRI input also. We have the black point input, and this is accept the map input as well, which is specify the bottom clipping level for RGB channels on the source image. So, and you can see with the gradients, where the absolute black won't affect and white will clip those areas. Okay, we have a gamma as a map input, where is the specified amount of the gamma correction applied to the search image after the some tonal adjustments was applied. We also in black point on beginning, and we also have the white point that it specify the higher clipping levels for RGB. Okay, also it's accepted map input as well. And other options we have right here, it is preserve colors, and by enabling this we will won't apply any changes to the saturations and other options like a hue. Only will affect the lightness of the image if we enable preserve colors. So and again you can see right here when we start changing saturations and hue. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the threshold. Okay, and the threshold is we can set levels for creating two color input image based on an input image. Of course, we require the source as a map input, We also can use a threshold set as an input map, and let's just connect here. Okay, so we can set the levels of the threshold. As well, we can go ahead and connect to the smooth, which is also map input, and that is determine how smooth the transitions between the light and dark between those clipping areas. We also have it lower and high as a map input. This is can accept as well HDRI, and this is set the color pixels with a lightness that above or below the threshold levels. So you can see right here we override it. Okay, and if we just take on a high, so right in the high area we're overriding with the pixels that we're sending through the our high map input. Okay, let's go in a turn curve. In a tone curve, we actually expect two inputs. One is a source as a map input. Let's connect it. And we also expect as a curve for the tone curving option. So let's go ahead and take some of the curves. We'll go open right here. And we'll connect. So with this tone curves component, it's help us adjust entire tonal range of the image, provide the source input with a tone curve connected to the curve input as well. We also have other options, preserve colors, and again, preserve colors will work only on the lightness and preserve hue and saturations of the image. And by preserving, you can see how much we can interestingly effect, do kind of embossed effect almost to our image. Again, this is all based on the type of the curve that you're applying to this. So let's go ahead, like for example, we increase minimum and let's pop up a little bit higher. So you can see by modifying how much we can affect this. Okay, so this is our adjusted components that we look. Let's go ahead and look on some channels options that we have here.